Hey, what's up, golfers? Pete here from the Golf Paradigm and our podcast, Golf 360. It's a beautiful middle of winter day here at Old South Golf Links in the Low Country just off of Hilton Head Island, and we're very happy to bring you another one of our videos to hopefully clear up some of the chatter and the noise that you hear out there in the ether, in particular on social media, and clear up your mind so that you can play better golf. Today I want to talk a little bit about where the difference in where your arm goes throughout the backswing and in the top, and its relationship to the golf club, because there are a lot of things that come into play on your takeaway, halfway back, top of the swing, etc. And you might be working on the right thing, you might not be working on the right thing. In fact, you might be working on something that is hindering your improvement, and hopefully this video will shed some light that will give you some idea of where you should be based off your physical build, your biomechanics, and all those fun things. So one of the questions that we got recently was, where should my arm be in relationship to the club shaft at halfway back? And if I can just explain very quickly, as you make your swing, as your body rotates, your left arm will move in unison with your torso, okay, as it moves throughout the backswing. And then eventually it starts to lift at some point. That's going to be a little bit different for everybody as you reach second parallel. So as you take the club back, and the left arm stays right in front of the chest, the left arm, you'll notice, will be either down the target line or slightly inside the target line, depending on somebody's physical structure and how much they turn. If they have wider hips and narrower shoulders, are going to turn, the arms are going to look like they come in to the inside sooner. If they're more equal, it's going to look like it tracks down the line. And if the shoulders are wider than the hips, it's going to look like it goes a little bit outside. In addition to that, the club shaft in relationship to your target side arm or your lead arm is going to be dictated more by your trail hand grip than it will by anything else. So again, there's a difference between where your left arm goes in the backswing and where the shaft is in that backswing. Now let's get into what are the causes of what might dictate where a shaft goes in relationship to your lead arm. One of the major influencers on where the shaft will be in relationship to your left arm in the halfway back position, or what is often referred to as first or second parallel, will be your trail hand grip. So do you employ a slightly weaker grip where your palm is faced at an angle slightly to the ground to the target side? Do you have a neutral grip where if you had a line coming out of your palm it would face down the target line? Or do you have a stronger grip where your palm would face up more towards the sky? I will link the video where we go over how you can determine what type of grip you should have, but for this video I want to focus on how that type of grip is going to influence where the club is and how it might be different from where your left arm is. So let's go over the first one, where you have a slightly weaker grip. So your palm is slightly facing downwards towards the ground, which what most people would constitute what they would say is a weaker grip. When the left arm gets across the chest, if you have a weaker grip, the left arm can be down the target line or slightly to the inside, and the club head will maintain itself outside of the hands, and the shaft will be kicking out that way. All right, that's because the right hand is weaker and it's staying more on top throughout the swing, and then it will set itself somewhere at the top of the swing. If you tend to have a neutral grip where your palm would be facing a line straight down the fairway parallel to the ground in perpetuity, then when you make your backswing, as your right arm starts to fold and your right wrist hinges, the club will have a large tendency to be directly in line with your left arm or your lead forearm, and it will be straight down your target line or across your toe line. And if you have a stronger grip where, again, the palm is facing up a little towards the sky, depending on how strong it is, when you take it back, as that right arm folds, hinges this way, and the trail arm, the elbow folds, that is going to fold this way, where it is going to be on an angle from inside to out, either in relationship to your lead arm or in relationship to the target line. Now, let me go over how once you get to the top, how laid off, down the line, or across the line might not be as bad as you were led to believe. So now that we've gone over where the lead arm is halfway back and then where the club is in relationship to that, there are going to be some checkpoints that you can look at to dictate where your club is going to be at the top. So if you start to play in, or you're trying to play in somewhat of a laid off position at the top, you're trying to play in a position where the club is down the line at the top, or if you're playing or trying not to play from a club that is cross the line at the top, there have been great players to play from all three positions. So the question becomes, which one is right for you? Now, when you take the club back, the shaft is whatever grip you employ. I happen to have a grip that is more on top of the club. So when I take the club back, when I get to about halfway back, the club head is outside of my hands. But then as I start to take it up and my left arm gets to parallel to the ground, now the shaft becomes parallel to your shoulders. So however much shoulder turn you employ, that shaft is going to be in relationship to it. That is true whether you have an on-top grip, a grip that's parallel to the ground, to where you're going to be here, so I have less shoulder turn, or if you have a stronger grip and you go this way, you're going to have more shoulder turn, again, so that your shoulders and the club shaft are parallel to each other halfway back. As you work yourself to the top, it's going to determine how much laid off down the line or across the line you have is going to be dictated by how much shoulder turn you have. So if we look at somebody like Jon Rahm, who doesn't have a whole lot of shoulder turn, where he doesn't get his left shoulder well over his right foot, John makes a shorter shoulder turn. He does have the club parallel to his shoulders halfway back, but when he gets to the top, because his shoulders stop turning, he'll have the club laid off. And what you'll notice is the position of the club at the top will be perpendicular to the shoulder turn. So halfway back, they're parallel. At the top of the swing, they're going to be perpendicular. If you look at somebody like a Matt Wolff, Matt Wolff's got a weaker grip, hand more on top. He's out here as the arm gets, his lead arm gets to parallel, the club shaft is parallel to his shoulders, and then as he approaches the top, because Matt has a lot of shoulder turn, the club is across the target line, but, and here's the key point, it is perpendicular to his shoulder turn, okay? And then as you look at somebody like Tiger Woods, who's very symmetrical, Tiger has a neutral grip. Tiger is straight down the line with his arm and his club halfway back. He's perfectly parallel once he gets to left arm parallel to the ground. And when he gets to the top, again, his shaft is absolutely perpendicular to his shoulder line. And the shaft, when he reaches his top, is pointed straight down the target line. So it doesn't matter which of those that you do, whatever grip you take, however much shoulder turn you employ. But what is important is that what is known as matchups. You match up your grip type, your rotation, and your positioning at the top and throughout the swing with what you are. So I hope that helps clear up a lot of things. If it doesn't, if it made it more difficult for you, send us a note, post in the comments below. We'll get back to you and explain it as simple as we can. But all in all, that should improve your ball striking. Hey everybody, thank you for watching another one of our videos. If you found this useful and used it in your game, don't forget to click that like button and let us know down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check out our podcast, one of the hottest podcasts in golf, Golf 360. If you'd like to watch another one of our videos or subscribe to our channel, you can do so right over here.